Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nikki and this is my very first video, so I'm so excited. They're telling me to make a YouTube and I've been wanting to make one, and now that my son is here, I'm like, yes, so excited. And I've watched other YouTubers that are teen moms, which made me want to make one even more. So yeah, so let me introduce myself. My name is Nicole. Well, my real name is Nicole. I go by Nikki. I am 19 years old. My boyfriend's name is Alex. He's 18 years old, and our son, he's gonna be 5 months. He was born August 16, 2019, and his name is Alex Jr. Basically, what my channel is gonna be about is like morning routines with him, night routines with him. I'm be doing vlogs of me and like my little family. So I hope you guys enjoy. So this video is basically going to be about me pregnant at 17 and I have my son at 18 and I am now currently 19. So this is going to be about my pregnancy story, my symptoms, like how I felt in the beginning of December. I was feeling a little funny. I had like really bad headaches. I was really tired. I was having cramps, which was unusual because my period's at like the ending of the month, and like I said, it was the beginning, so I was just like, what? I was feeling a little off. Like I'm usually like energetic and stuff like that and feel like cleaning, but I didn't really feel like doing anything. So I was like, okay, this doesn't really feel like myself. So I went on Google and I googled my symptoms and stuff, and I was like pregnancy, everything. Like I was googling, it was like frequent urination, I was going to the bathroom a lot, I was like headaches, me feeling fatigue, which was me, and I was like nausea and stuff, but I didn't have nausea yet. I'm having like all these symptoms. I was freaking out. So like, the ending of the month came and I still didn't get my period. Okay, so I gotta go tell my mom. So I went and I told my mom, and I was like, Mom, I think I am, or I am pregnant. And she was just like, really? Like she was like, are you serious? Like, you know when you're like shocked and mad at the same time? That was my mom. Like she was just like, really? So then I told her, and I ran off into the room and I hid. Like I was so scared. So then when I was finally able to talk to my mom, scheduled us a doctor's appointment. Like I went out and I talked to her, and she's like, oh, well, we have to go to the doctors. Like we need to make sure that you are. Like, me and my mom went to the doctors. I sat in the waiting room, and when I got there, they were like, oh, can you go to the bathroom in this little cup? So I went to the bathroom, and then I went and I sat back in the waiting room with my mom, and they called us back into the room. So I'm sitting there with my mom, we're waiting for the doctor, and I was so nervous. Like I get so nervous. So I was sitting there, I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, went back into the room, and my mom and the doctor were in there. And I was just like in the sheet on the desk, and it was like my name, and it had like a plus sign, and I was like, oh. So I sit down, and the doctor was like, yes, you are pregnant. And I was just like, what? Like I was like excited, nervous, and scared all at the same time, because you know I was young, like, but I still am young, but like I was like really like I'm really gonna be a mom, like, and I was just like so then my doctor started yelling at me, which was really rude. I don't know why. She was like, are you ready for this? I had my baby in my 20s and I still wasn't ready, da 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 da. She was yelling at me, and I was like, okay, you shouldn't really do that. That was really rude. Like I didn't ask. But anyways, so I left the doctors, and my boyfriend, I told my boyfriend, he was excited, nervous, and scared as well. So me and my mom and my boyfriend know. The beginning of January, I think it was New Year's, I started having like really bad sickness, like towards the very end of December to, like I said, January 1st, like morning sickness, but all day sickness. I was throwing up everything. I couldn't hold down water, couldn't hold down food, I couldn't hold down anything. Like I was just constantly throwing up every time like I tried to eat or drink something, which wasn't good. So that went on for like a few days, and then I was like, I can't eat or drink nothing. Like I was hungry, I was thirsty, like I just threw up everything. So it was me, my mom, and my boyfriend, and my dad. So we went to the hospital because like we needed to know what was going on. Of course, like my dad didn't know at the time, so it was just us, and my mom went to the front desk, and she was telling the lady, she was like, yeah, she's pregnant and she's having like sickness, she can't hold anything down, and she was trying to whisper to the lady because my dad doesn't know. Yeah. So my dad stayed in the waiting room, and they called us into the room. So we go and we sit down, and we're waiting for the doctor. They ended up giving me an ultrasound, and I was in the room, and they told me that I was 6 weeks pregnant. Yeah, I would believe I was 6 weeks. They gave me medicine. It was called like testosterone or something like that, and they gave me medicine for like nausea. It's like, it was like 4 milligrams, and it's like to help prevent nausea, so that I could start eating and drinking, because I was like dehydrated, I was losing weight, it was really bad. And they said like the and everything. So we're in the room. My mom goes out like to the waiting room where my dad was, and I guess my dad went up to the front desk being all nosy, and he was like, oh, well, what's going on, or something like that. And like my dad found out, and he was like flipping out in the hallway. He was like screaming and going crazy. Like me and my boyfriend looked in the hallway, we were just like, he knows. So I guess he found out. So my mom goes in the room and she's like, yeah, your dad found out. He was mad. But then like when we left the hospital and we went to the store, because I was hungry and I was finally able to hold food down, so we went to the store and my dad was like, oh, congratulations to you guys. So that was like New Year's. And then January 2nd was my birthday, and I turned 18, and I was 2 months pregnant on my birthday. And at the beginning of my pregnancy, the first trimester was hard. The first trimester I had morning sickness, like all day sickness, and I had that my whole pregnancy. Like I said, I had to take testosterone through my whole pregnancy, or else I couldn't eat or drink nothing or hold anything down, and I felt miserable if I didn't have it. Headaches, I felt tired, drained, I had no energy. I just felt like laying in bed all day. I didn't feel like really doing anything. The first trimester was really hard. So the second trimester, and I go to the doctors. I was going to the doctors every 4 weeks because it was the beginning of my pregnancy. So I got an ultrasound, and I see my baby moving on the screen, and I got pictures, because they give you pictures for your ultrasounds. So I had pictures. So my second trimester was okay. It wasn't as bad. I had the same symptoms, and I was experiencing like cravings. Like I love cheese. Like cheese fries were my favorite. Like I always wanted cheese fries. My boyfriend would be like, I need cheese fries, I need cheese fries. I loved chocolate. Like I always wanted chocolate, but you have to make like, you have to be careful of how much like sugar and everything like you consume while you're pregnant, because it's not good. But yeah, that was for my cravings for my like through my first and my second trimester. When I was pregnant, I quit drinking pop. Like I quit drinking soda because it wasn't good for the baby. I started eating like really healthy. I quit eating like chips and all that. I just wanted to make sure that I had a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby. And during all my checkups, they're like, your baby's doing good. And when we go, you can hear the heartbeat. Everything was good. When I went to my first doctor's appointment in my first trimester, I was 9 weeks, and that was when we first heard his heartbeat, and I got an ultrasound, and he was like really tiny. He was like a little peanut. He was like this big, and I was so excited. I remember being so excited, me and my boyfriend. The first and the third trimester were the hardest. The second wasn't really that bad. So during the third trimester, I found out like the gender of our baby at like 20 something weeks. I found out a little late. So we went to the appointment, and we were in the room. It was me and my boyfriend, and they were giving me the ultrasound. And I think my baby was faced like, he was faced like backwards, like so we can see only like his back or something like that. And they were trying to get him to move like so we could see his face, but he wasn't really gone. But we still seen like his arms and his legs and everything else, but we couldn't really see his face. And I was like, oh, like I wanted to see his face. So they gave us the ultrasound, and they're like, they ask you like if you want to know the gender of your baby, because some people like want a surprise. But like we originally like planned like we wanted a surprise, but I was just like so like excited, and me and my boyfriend were so excited to find out what we were having. And they're like, you're having a boy. They're like, it's a boy. And I was just like, I was so sad. It was a boy. My boyfriend was like, yay, like he was so happy. He's like, I knew it was a boy. He was saying it was a boy since like day one, and it was a boy. And it was exciting, but I was still upset because I was like, what if he doesn't love me as much as he loves you, because you're a boy and I'm a girl? And it was stupid. But now I love him so much. I wanted a boy first, because you know how you want like a boy first and then you want girls. So I was excited, you know, I was just like, still, I was like, it's exciting. And the third trimester, that was really hard. I felt like him kicking all the time, like up here, my ribs. I felt like out of breath all the time. I was always like, when I walk like a few, like it was funny. I didn't even walk. I would like waddle. I would still have headaches. Like I said, I had morning sickness, all day sickness my whole pregnancy. I just had to take my medicine. I had leg cramps. Like I was starting to have like leg cramps and my feet would hurt. I didn't really want to walk as much because my feet would hurt. That was during the ending, and I would go to the bathroom like a lot. Like during the other trimesters, like you pee a lot, but like during the end, you pee like every few minutes. I would go through like either a whole roll or almost a whole roll of toilet paper. It was that bad. And it was hard to sleep at night. It was hard to get comfortable. And when I finally would get comfortable and try to fall asleep, I had to go to the bathroom again. I was just like, ugh. My baby would kick a lot. They told me at my appointments that like you have a really strong baby, and he was really strong. He still is. They're like he's really strong, so he did kick a lot. And yeah, so those were my symptoms for my first, second, and third trimester. Now, how I felt like sad. Sometimes like I would cry. Like you're like emotional during your pregnancy, so like anybody told me anything mean, I would cry. I would cry over food. I would cry like when something didn't go my way. I would cry when somebody would raise their voice at me. I would cry when somebody would be mean to me. I'd cry watching a movie or something sad. Like it was like emotional roller coaster. Like I cried a lot. I just was like sensitive, and I felt like people were like rude and judgmental, and like not my family or anything, but like other people that were in the store and stuff. Like when I would go out places, like during the ending of my pregnancy, people would be like whispering, looking at me when I was in the store, and I would cry. I would sit there, like I would stand there and cry because people would be talking about me. Everywhere I went, people would look at me. Like everywhere I would go, people would look at me because I looked so young, and everybody would just look and stare, and it's just like uncomfortable because you don't want, like when you're pregnant, you go through a lot. Like your body changes, you have somebody growing inside of you. You're supposed to have a positive mindset, and people just try to bring you down, and it's not really as nice. I had people ask me like how old I was. They're like, "You're having a baby, you look so young." Like then there was like people like that were rude, and then there was people who were nice that were like, "Oh, like congratulations" and stuff. But when you're pregnant, like if you ever see someone pregnant, like don't talk them down. They're supposed to have a positive mindset. Like how you feel is how like your baby feels. So if you're sad, then it's not really good to be like sad and stressed out while you're pregnant. You're supposed to have like positive mindset, be happy, be supported. Like you're supposed to eat right, like supposed to take your prenatal vitamins and everything. You're supposed to be excited, like bring a baby into the world. Like you don't want to hear anything negative. It doesn't matter if you're young and you're having a baby. If you're going to be there for your child, that's all that matters. If you're going to provide, if you're going to take care of them, you're going to be there for them. Like that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you're like 15, 16, 17 like I was and had your baby, or be pregnant. It doesn't matter. Don't let anybody judge you. Like, it doesn't matter if someone's like 28, 29, 30. But if somebody's older and they don't really know how to take care of their baby and all that. At the ending, I didn't really show my pregnancy, like first month, second month, third month, fourth month, fifth month, sixth month, nothing. Like 6 months is when I started to show a little bit, but you still couldn't notice. 7 months I started showing a little bit more, and 8 and 9 months is when I was like, 9 months I was like huge. And I would go to the store and I would just hear negativity, and I'd just be like, I don't want to hear this. Like I just want to shop and get food. Like somebody to talk to negative when you go to the store? No. And sometimes when I would be out in public, people would talk about me and stare. And people can be really rude in the world, and that's not really nice. So that's like, those were people's comments about like my pregnancy and my pregnancy journey. It was good. My first and my third trimester were the hardest. My second wasn't as bad. That's the way how I like felt and everything during my pregnancy. I will make other videos about like my labor and delivery story, my postpartum recovery. I'll share with you guys that experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. This is my first YouTube video. I was kind of nervous. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, I was kind of nervous, like, and to be a teen mom and be pregnant. Positive mindset, and don't bring anybody down who is a teen mom. Like, we need like support. We need to hear that we're doing good. Don't ever tell somebody, oh, you look tired. You're supposed to be like, you're doing great. Some people go to school and everything, and they have to take care of the baby. Yeah, so when you're a teen mom, it's really hard. It's hard for me, and I've seen people that were pregnant younger, and I've known people that were pregnant younger. I'm like, how do you do this? How do you do this? Like, so young, still scared. When I found out at 17 and I had him at 18, I felt like I was so scared, and I've seen people have him younger. But it doesn't matter how old you are. It just matters if you're there for your baby, if you can support them, if you can take care of him. And me and my boyfriend do all of that. And you always need to make sure your baby has everything that they need. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my first video. Sorry if this is long. I tried to be telling a lot of details. Me and my boyfriend do live together, by the way. He's sleeping too. It's in my room. This is my sister's room. I had to make a video in here because I didn't want to wake them up in the other room. But yes, this is my first video. Like I said, this was my pregnancy journey, how I found out I was pregnant and everything, and my symptoms and how I felt and everything. I'm gonna have other vlogs and experiences and routines of everything else, but for now, this is just my first video for right now. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and if you guys have any questions, just comment below and I'll answer them. But yes, thank you, and this was my first video.